Yo, what is up YouTube? James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 17 Back-to-Back Battles. Today, we are going to be using a brand new team, and this one got 3rd place at the 2017 Pokemon World Championship. It has got the team of Tapu, Koko, Salamence, Snorlax, Persian, Marowak, Alola and Celesteela. This team was created by Ralph Dude. If you want to go give him a follow on Twitter, or if you want to go check out the team or Ralph Dude's blog report about this team and his thought process and his war story, you could definitely go check them out down below. But we're going to be playing with this team. I am going to be switching from my own teams or like creative teams to competitive teams, so you know, every week we'll be switching, so I feel like it's great here, especially since right now I'm in a really busy state currently. I'm actually going to 2 regionals back-to-back weekends starting this weekend, so I don't exactly have the time to make many teams, so this is a perfect way I feel like how it can compromise the situation, especially since a lot of you do like seeing my original teams, and a lot of you just like seeing high-level competitive battles. Especially you learn a lot from watching me play these other teams, and I do learn a lot too, so let's just get straight into it. And yeah, this should be pretty fun. I have very little experience actually. I think the one time I actually used the stream was when actually streaming with a friend for real quick. It was actually a pretty bad stream because there were so many technical issues, and it was very little stream because of the fact I got interrupted pretty quickly. But yeah, I definitely do intend to start streaming. Actually, I do have some things that might be coming. I'm going to be trying to fix the wired internet around here in my dorm so I can start streaming more often, as well as the fact that I'm probably going to be doing that after the 2 regionals. I have like 3 events back-to-back weekends, so probably going to be starting in a few weeks, but you can look forward to a lot of streams. And yeah, it's going to be pretty fun, I feel like. So if you're in the neighborhood, go check it out. I'll be doing VGC, Doubles Battle Spot. I'll be doing Pokémon Tournament DX for sure. There's going to be a lot of stuff I'm going to be planning on streaming, and that'll come in the future. But we got our first opponent from Australia, Nachitron? Yeah, with the team. Looks like a Pheromosa, Tapu Fini, Mimikyu, Snorlax, Arcanine, and Snorlax. Did I say Snorlax twice, or I did say Togedemaru? I don't know. I cannot even remember right now. So this looks like an early draft of Wolf Glick's Worlds team from what I remember. So I'm not exactly too sure of how this matchup is going to play out. But yeah, if that isn't high horsepower Snorlax, the Marowak is really good in this matchup. Actually, what's really good is just my Tapu Koko. Like literally Tapu Koko can do a lot of work against my opponent's team. So I think I want to lead Tapu Koko and Persian since it covers pretty much anything. Foul Play is going to be doing a lot of damage. Like Persian's a really tough matchup for my opponent. I feel like only way you could really beat it is with the Tapu Fini and Pheromosa, unless you do have Play Rough on that Mimikyu, but you have to get Trick Room up. I don't believe I have Taunt though, so I guess that does make matters a bit harder. If I'm gonna go Tapu Koko, Persian, Celesteela's not really that useful, I feel like. I think my own Snorlax and Marowak in the back can be really nice. Although it's kind of weird bringing Marowak, you know, to a matchup where I bring Tapu Koko. The fact is, Marowak can do a lot of work, especially if I am able to get rid of Tapu Fini and the Mimikyu early. Otherwise, Marowak pretty much just sweeps my opponent's team. So I do have a lot of potential win conditions, especially with the Tapu Koko and the Marowak combination. So let's see what my opponent is going to bring. Yeah, Persian's going to be a very difficult Pokemon for my opponent to handle. I wouldn't be surprised to see like Togedemaru, Pheromosa, to be honest, which is why I think this lead is pretty solid against my opponent's team, as I will lead my Tapu Koko Persian against my opponent's Mimikyu Snorlax. Ooh, interesting. That's okay here. I do think that is okay here. Electro Ball is looking pretty decent. I could just Volt Switch around. Of course, Togedemaru can come in, but I'm not really too concerned Togedemaru coming in, just because I don't feel like it would come in. Like, I honestly don't expect Togedemaru to come in on this slot, just because of the fact that if Togedemaru does decide to come in, the fact is, okay, you could switch out to Snorlax, I guess, go into Togedemaru, and then you have Fake Out Pressure to get a Trick Room, which, you know, could be something that could help. But otherwise, you're not really doing much offensive pressure, so I think I'll Volt Switch to Mimikyu here. I do expect my opponent to stay in, to be honest. and I'll go for the fake out into the Snorlax to prevent a belly drum turn 1. I think I'm going to... Snorlax protects, which is okay here, because that means the Snorlax didn't get belly drum up. And that's exactly what I wanted, because of the fact... Wait. Oh, yeah, I thought I volt switched into the Snorlax slot for a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. But, no, it's exactly going into plan. I guess the best possible turn was to go for Parting Shot there into the Mimikyu. Not Parting Shot, foul play, because I would have got a bit of damage off. But this is okay here. The problem is, I don't know, if there's a Trick Room coming, I would assume that's the play because you went for a Protect. I don't expect Protect Never Ending Nightmare because I don't think that makes much sense here. I'm actually going to go hard into Marowak and actually risk my Marowak here. Even though Marowak can win, I have to bet that Tapu Fini's in the back. Yeah, and Trick Room is going to be set up. So that's excellent here because now Snorlax wants to set up. The fact is, if my opponent wants to set up with Snorlax, you have to be worried about the foul play. And since it has Protect, we already confirmed that it shouldn't have high horsepower. Otherwise, it maybe carries like I don't know, it could carry something such as no Recycle, I guess, but I don't expect high horsepower at all. My opponent doesn't have any Shadow Ball switch-ins other than the Snorlax, so Shadow Ball's a very free play in the Mimikyu, and I'll be able to go for a foul play into the Snorlax if my opponent does want to set up something such as that Belly Drum. As Mimikyu is going to withdraw, but nothing's going to really take the Shadow Ball too well, especially Togedemaru. It's definitely not going to be taking this attack well at all. So Return's just going to come out from the Snorlax, which is fine because the normal Return isn't going to be doing too much. Yeah, like, look, it really didn't do much. Shadow Ball's going to come out, target down the Togedemaru, and that does a very solid amount of damage right there. And I do get a foul play off in the Snorlax, which does put a guaranteed in range of... Actually, I think +6 would have just been able to knock out the Snorlax if it got the Belly Drum up. And if I remember correctly, this Persian does have a berry. Yep, it has a Figgy Berry. So a Fake Out plus Return could go into Persian and won't pick up the knockout, and that'll activate my berry. And I just get to click Shadow Bone, and I get to click... I guess I could Parting Shot right here because my opponent's not really doing anything. I could go into my own Snorlax potentially and start setting up because there's no way this opponent's setting up a Snorlax right now, right? I could, although I really just don't want him to ever get the... I never want him to get the Belly Drum up, so I think foul play is fine here. As Togedemaru is going to switch out and going to go out into Tapu Fini, that is completely fine. I will keep going for Shadow Bone into that Tapu Fini slot, just because Shadow Bone is such an amazing move here because of the fact you don't have a resist. Return's going to come out again, but that should proc my Figgy Berry. Yeah. And Persian's very healthy. The Tapu Fini is going to be taking another Shadow Bone. Actually, my opponent really didn't bring a Celesteela answer. Well, Togedemaru, I guess, was my opponent's Celesteela answer. So Shadow Bone's going to come out. Yeah, it does half to that Tapu Fini. Like, this Marowak is becoming a monster right here. And look at that nice damage onto that Snorlax. That is beautiful damage. And now, I'm going to assume my opponent's never going to go for the attack of... Yeah, I'm just going to assume my opponent's never going to go for Belly Drum here. So, the Tapu Fini specs, I pretty much get a free KO on that slot, most likely. There's only one more turn of Trick Room. I think I'll just save Persian here. I could just go out into Snorlax. Yeah, I think Snorlax is an okay play here. The reason I want to go to Snorlax is because... Oh, Tapu Fini's going to withdraw. I'm guessing that's going to be, yeah, sack Togedemaru there. But actually, I don't agree with that play now because now... I get a free KO on Togedemaru, and then I get a free KO on whatever slot's coming in. So I'll take this trade. I get Snorlax in for free, and Recycle's going to come out, which is completely fine. I guess I could go out Parting Shot off there, which would have been more beneficial, but I'd rather keep Persian alive, because Persian prevents my opponent from ever setting up a Belly Drum freely. So, we do knock out the Togedemaru right there, which is really good right here, and we'll see what my opponent's, well, going to bring out, Mimikyu or Tapu Fini. Just pick which Pokemon's going to come out and take this attack. It's going to be the Tapu Fini coming out here. And yeah, I have a very free play here. Just going for a Shadow Bone into the Tapu Fini slot. I'm actually going to retreat my Snorlax going to Persian because, one, this allows me to quash the Mimikyu the following turn, which would be fantastic since I already have broken Mimikyu's disguise. I can knock it out with a Shadow Bone. And yeah, my opponent's finally going to set up the Belly Drum now. So this is looking very good for me, as I will be able to knock out this Tapu Fini with Shadow Bone. Unless it's a low roll. If it's a low roll, this could actually be a problem. Muddy Water is going to hurt pretty hard. But then again, I think Persian should be able to take one. But Shadow Bone should be able to knock out Tapu Fini. Yeah, this is Marowak. This is Marowak. Get out of my face. As the Twisted Match is going to return to normal, but then it's going to be the Mimikyu coming out. And yeah, as I said, this team really does have a struggle against Persian. Like Persian, as you can see, such a big role, and so does Marowak, to be honest. Not bringing Intimidate really helped me because it didn't lower my Marowak's damage output at all. And I'll quash Shadow Bone right here, which will be able to pick up the knockout Mimikyu. And Snorlax I could foul play the Snorlax, but I don't want Trick Room to be set up ever. And as long as Trick Room isn't set up, I win the game anyway. So I'm just gonna Shadow Bone here the Mimikyu slot. I don't care if Snorlax gets an attack off, and we already confirmed the 4 moves on the Snorlax. The Snorlax is gonna go for a Protect and hope that I maybe a Shadow Ball. I'd assume a Shadow Ball here, as I am just gonna quash the Mimikyu. Hold up, Mimikyu, hold up. Before you go for like a Z, Destiny Bond, or Never Ending Nightmare, let me hit you up with the Shadow Bone as Mimikyu goes down, and that is gonna be game because foul play does clean up the game. So wow, I'm honestly surprised how strong the board positioning was with this team. Like this team, as I'm just gonna foul play Flare Blitz, it's just gonna be able to pick up the knockout on Snorlax, and that's gonna be a good game. So wow, very solid here. I'm really surprised my opponent didn't bring Pheromosa. Like, I expected Tapu Fini for sure. I expected Mimikyu, Snorlax. I guess the one Pokemon I wasn't expecting was Togedemaru, but it kind of makes sense because he or she didn't bring really a good answer to Celesteela. So, yeah. I didn't even bring Celesteela because I didn't think Celesteela was too great here. Like, Celesteela got some KOs. It could stall out some things, but I don't know. I felt like Marowak, Persian, Tapu, Koko, combined with Snorlax. Well, actually, the 4th Pokemon was kind of like a toss-up. I didn't really need Snorlax in the game. I just felt like Snorlax could have been a great answer. You know, just as a defensive switch in. Because this team, you know, does have some defensive options. It does have Intimidate. It does have Parting Shot. It does have a bulky Marowak and Celesteela. But, yeah, actually, no. I don't know what I'm talking about now. I just want to switch into the Snorlax in case it did get like the +6. Well, then again, I think Snorlax might go down to +6. I actually don't remember this EV spreads off the top of my head. I probably should have looked into it. But yeah, just a very strong, solid game, I feel like. Like, my opponent didn't exactly have an answer. I'm just really glad I did make the right call expecting Trick Room turn 1. Because if that was a Never Ending Nightmare, or to be honest, I'm kind of surprised it wasn't like a regular Destiny Bond to try to get Trick Room up guaranteed, because if my opponent, like the play I was actually kind of expecting from my opponent there was like before I made the turn, after I saw the Protect, I assumed he was going to go for Trick Room. But what I kind of expected actually was my opponent to go for a Destiny Bond, because I couldn't knock out the Mimikyu. There was no way I was able to knock out Mimikyu. You'd be able to get Destiny Bond and you either trade Mimikyu for one of my Pokemon, or you're able to get the Trick Room up guaranteed. So yeah, really glad my opponent didn't go for Destiny Bond right there. I would have had to play around that if my opponent did go for regular Destiny Bond right there. But luckily it did work out in our favor, and I think I'm going to cut it to the next game because I feel like it's taking quite a bit, to be honest. Yeah, we'll be cutting back for the next game. Okay, we got our second opponent, Kaliman, or Kaliman, or however you want to pronounce it. Oh, I hope the video isn't lagging because I got to record quite a few episodes today before I actually leave for Connecticut this weekend. So yeah, so if there's like 1 or 2 videos short, I do apologize, but I'm trying to pre-record as many videos as I can before I leave, because I leave Friday right after my last class. So we got the team of Togedemaru, Porygon 2, Gigalith, Kartana, Arcanine, and Tapu Fini. So fake PG. Oh no, why is it lagging? No, stop. Okay. How do I want to handle this team? Because I'm not exactly too sure about this. We don't have HP Fire on this Koko. Persian could do a lot of work here, though. Like, Persian kind of scares a lot of things from my opponent's team. Yeah. Like, Persian actually does fantastic in this matchup. So does my... There's a lot of things that could go well in this matchup, but the problem is yeah, I think I'll leave Persian Snorlax here. The problem is I don't know what kind of Tapu Fini that is, which is a bit problematic. Think about Salamence in the back. I don't need Tapu Koko. I think Celesteela is the call. Like, Marowak is okay here, but I don't think I need to really worry about Zing Zap too much potentially here. Actually, it might have been a bad idea to bring Celesteela. I realize I don't carry Flamethrower on this set, so Celesteela might be a bit worthless in this matchup. especially since I kind of brought it for Kartana. But then again, I do have double Intimidate in the Parting Shot and Intimidate from my Salamence. So let's see how this is going to go. Going to lead the Snorlax plus the Snorlax plus Persian, as my opponent does lead the Tapu Fini Arcanine. So this isn't too bad, I feel like, because I could just fake out the Tapu Fini turn 1 and get a bit of damage off onto Arcanine, because getting damage onto his team would be really good here. Actually, I think I'd rather damage the Tapu Fini. Like, Arcanine's not really too much of a threat. Yeah, I'd rather go for... Oh, I don't have Return. I have Facade and High Horsepower. That kind of limits my damage output. I could go for High Horsepower, though, into Arcanine. Maybe potentially putting in Foul Play range, but I don't think that's... Tapu Fini is definitely the bigger threat here. I need to get rid of Tapu Fini. Alternatively, I could actually just target down the Arcanine to put my Celesteela in a game-winning position, but... Oh, I think it's Roar Arcanine. Okay, that was also something I was a bit afraid of. I get a bit of damage off onto Tapu Fini, which is really nice here. And we do see the Roar come out, and it's going to be the Salamence coming in, which is actually pretty ideal because I do get the Intimidate off onto the Arcanine as well as the Tapu Fini. So, not too bad, not too bad, but definitely not the most ideal here. I doubt a Flare Blitz is coming out into the Salamence. There's quite a few defensive maneuvers I can make. The question is, I don't know what my opponent wants to do. Flare Blitz and a Persian and Moonblast and the Salamence kind of makes the most sense. So I think I want to Parting Shot the Tapu Fini here, because Tapu Fini is a threat with its massive special attack, and I don't expect Flare Blitz into the Celesteela slot. So I'm actually going to go into Celesteela and Parting Shot into... I think Snorlax is okay here. I will get my Celesteela in, so I am revealing all 4 of my Pokemon, which is a bit annoying, but I do kind of want to see what kind of damage output this Tapu Fini has, if it's Specs, or if it's like... which I would probably assume, because they usually run Specs on Togedemaru teams, or they run Calm Mind. It's like one of those two. They don't run anything else. But then again, those are really the only 2 Tapu Fini sets you see, other than maybe a Scarf one. But I'm going to make some defensive plays here, as Flare Blitz is going to come out, I think, targeting down the Persian. Or are you targeting down my Salamence? Okay, it is the Snorlax slot, which does a decent amount. Not gonna lie, that was a decent amount, as Moonblast is gonna come out, and I'm guessing targeting the Celesteela slot. Yep. So I do call that correctly. I guess I could have went out to Salamence there, because if I actually got Salamence in, I would have been in the prime position. As that Moonblast did a lot at +1. I mean at -1 actually, and I'm pretty sure I'm actually a special defensive Celesteela. So I'm pretty sure that's Specs. Well, actually, no. I think I might be physically defensive. I can't tell, actually, by the damage. Very free High Horsepower, though, into the Snorlax slot. And I do get a... I wish I had Flamethrower. I don't have Flamethrower, which I would probably go for the Tapu Fini slot. But I'm actually just going to lead to the Tapu Fini, even though I am expecting probably Kartana to come out, as Arcanine is actually going to retreat and go on a Kartana. Okay, that's okay here. That's not too bad. As actually it's a double switch, so I get free damage off. Yeah, I get free damage and a free lead seed, so I'll take this. I honestly will take this turn. I don't feel like I lose much here, as I do get a lead seed off into this Togedemaru slot, and I will get a High Horsepower into the Kartana, break a potential Focus Sash. The problem is Kartana can get a potentially free attack off. I mean sub or Swords Dance, depending on the set. If it's Swords Dance, I want to go in a Persian, because I at least threaten it with the Foul Play here. The Leech Seed is going to be helpful, though. Like, the Leech Seed is going to be helpful. It forces either Togedemaru to switch out, which I think my opponent's just going to go for the Fake Out, though, into Snorlax, or Fake Out into Kartana, or into Celesteela, potentially. There's a lot of plays my opponent could make here. I'm trying to figure out my best potential play, which I think is going to go out into Salamence for that Snorlax slot. I think double switching is the correct play here, because of the fact that I get to pressure right here with my Salamence and Persian. I can Parting Shot out again. I have Fake Out pressure. There's so much pressure I'm exerting right here. So let's see what my opponent's gonna do, as I do get the Salamence in, and we'll see what my opponent goes for. Get Intimidate off in the Kartana, which is always nice. If it's a sub, it's gonna be under -1. Fake Out's gonna come out, target down the Celesteela slot, and it looks like all out pummeling. Yeah, all out pummeling. Okay, so I kind of anticipated potentially all out pummeling, and that's probably gonna go into the men, so that's -1, which isn't too bad yet. Not exactly the best situation for me. Definitely not the best situation for me, but at least okay. So all out pummeling is gonna come out, target down the men slot. which is good here. Because that minimizes the damage I take. Yeah, Salamence really didn't take anything at all. And now I can Parting Shot out the Togedemaru. Ooh, I even get the Leech Seed. That's clean. Okay, so I get the Leech Seed recovery with Persian, which is always nice. Just getting the free recovery off here. And that's something cool with this team. I found like the Leech Seed really just helps when you're switching a lot. Helps heal the Pokemon that are taking these attacks. Let me see if Salamence is faster or slower than the Togedemaru. I'm slower, so he can't Encore me. He can Zing Zap flinch me though, which is a bit annoying. Yet I'm pretty sure Kartana's just gonna switch out. It's in a very bad position. I would assume the Tapu Fini would come in. So I think I'm just gonna Parting Shot the... I think I just Parting Shot the Togedemaru. Yeah, Togedemaru doesn't exactly have the highest base attack stat. I think I'm actually just gonna Parting Shot the Kartana. I think it's a free play here. As Togedemaru is actually going to switch out, which is going to be into Arcanine. So that's fine here because of the fact I get the Parting Shot into Kartana. And I'm able to get in a... probably Celesteela. Although I could go into Snorlax, but I'm pretty sure... Okay, just attacked. Oh, that's even better for me. I get Foul Play here. Which is actually really good, as I will be able to get Dragon Dance up. So I do have some speed control. I do have some speed with my Salamence, because now I'm able to outspeed everything on my opponent's team. I have the Supersonic Sky Strike, which could be very, very helpful here. And I guess the question is, what do I want to go for? I could Earthquake here, potentially Parting Shot into Celesteela, which is definitely a play I can consider. I could just protect my Salamence here because I want to chip onto Arcanine. Yeah, I want to chip onto Arcanine more. And the fact that Persian should be able to take a combination of attacks here, as Arcanine's actually going to switch out into the Tapu Fini, so I get free damage on Tapu Fini, which I'm not complaining about at all. Of course, I'm pretty sure that... Okay, this kind of makes things tough. I kind of wish I just went on the offense there, maybe just going for Earthquake here. The chip damage would have been very nice on Tapu Fini, but I'm pretty sure that means Arcanine's coming in the following turn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that means Arcanine's coming out in the following turn. Sacred Sword going to come out in the Persian, which that really doesn't do too much, actually. I think I'm going to go for Supersonic Sky Strike here into Tapu Fini, which might be able to pick up a KO alongside Foul Play. I feel like this is the best potential chance I have. If it's a Berry Tapu Fini, which I don't think it is, my opponent stays in. Wow, I honestly expected Arcanine to come in, to be completely honest, but this was my best potential play because I don't think I can really switch out Salamence because of the fact that I think I need Salamence to be faster than a Kartana, I feel like, to exert any pressure. Supersonic Sky Strike is going to come out, and that will target down the Tapu Fini. Should be able to pick up a knockout, and I'll be able to live the Sacred Sword if it gets the same roll. Yeah, as Tapu Fini goes down, video's lagging. That's not fun. Foul Play is going to come out into the Kartana, which that does a significant amount. That's -1 Kartana too. Sacred Sword in the Persian. Okay, that doesn't knock me out. Get a Figgy Berry. Nice, so I'm not in E-Speed range. This is looking pretty good right here. We're in a very solid position here, and we'll see what my opponent brings out. I'm guessing Arcanine. Could be Togedemaru, but if it's Togedemaru, I don't think you should bring it out. Yeah, you bring out Arcanine 100% here. And now what I can do is go for Parting Shot into... I can Parting Shot into anything, to be honest. I think I'm going to Parting Shot the Arcanine. And, yeah. Because I want to go out into Celesteela here for my Salamence. And go for Parting Shot into Arcanine. Because Kartana might protect here, fearing a foul play. And I want to get Salamence in a position where I can get another Intimidate off onto these Pokemon. Celesteela will be able to eat up the attacks from Arcanine just fine as my opponent stays in. So, completely okay here as I do get a Parting Shot off, and now I'll be able to get Intimidate. So both of these Pokemon are -2 attack, which is really good because now Celesteela and my Salamence can start doing some damage. Well, Celesteela can't do anything. 2 Steel types that just take heavy science for days, and the fact that Leech Seed only affects... Well, Leech Seed affects 2 of them, which is okay here. I'm pretty sure it's the Sacred Sword and Flare Blitz. Leaf Blade's actually going to come out into the Salamence slot. Is that a double up, I'm guessing? I'm guessing that's a double up because I don't expect you to target. Yeah, so it's a double up here. As Celesteela able to take that immensely well. Wow, that did nothing. That honestly did 0. So this is looking pretty good here because now I don't need Celesteela at all to win this game. I could probably just Dragon Dance up freely, but I'd rather get an Earthquake off for damage. Yeah. And I'll just Leech Seed the Arcanine. Yeah, like Earthquake covers a Togedemaru switch in. Should be able to knock out Kartana. As the match is actually going to be forfeit. So I guess my opponent didn't think he or she had a chance of winning. Which definitely does make sense because of the fact you are -2 with both. Of course you could crit moves, which, you know, if my opponent did have E-Speed, you could definitely crit E-Speed on my Salamence. Crit with, like, you need double crit onto the Salamence slot. Like, Celesteela doesn't do anything. You have to basically crit everything on my side of the field that isn't Celesteela, and then you could win with Togedemaru. So I think my opponent actually had a chance there, but going for the early forfeit, thinking those odds are probably very unlikely, or maybe didn't have E-Speed, which would have probably just sealed things up for me. But I think I'm going to end the video here. We are pretty much at, like, what, 28 minutes, so I think that's fine for the end of today, especially since they were some pretty long bouts, some pretty exciting bouts. I feel like I kept just the positioning up, which is something that's really cool about this team. Like Parting Shot, U-Turn, Volt Switch, those moves can easily just get you momentum, especially in Parting Shot. You know, although I'm not getting damage off, like lowering those attack stats were so crucial to the game. You saw how little damage I was taking with my Pokemon and how I was able to put myself in a position just to get some setup. But yeah, hope that everyone enjoyed today's video. I'm sorry if it's a bit laggy. There's not much I could really do about it. But hope that everyone enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like down below. It shows your support, as well as you can check out these side series down below. Pokemon Tournament DX, Singles Battle Spot, Doubles Battle Spot, and some more series coming out soon. So stay tuned for that. I will be live streaming on Twitch in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to go hit up my Twitch channel for a follow, I highly recommend doing so. You can check out Ralph Dude once again if you haven't followed him on Twitter already, and check out the team down below in the QR code and the blog if you want to go check out the details about the EV spreads. And yeah, feel free to share this video with anyone who you think will like this video, as well as feel free to comment, tell me anything about your day or have anything to say. Otherwise, hope you have a good day, and I'll see you around in another video.